Ma'am, were you interested ever in life to learn biking?
सपने में मैंने बहुत अपनी बाइक चलाई है लेकिन मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि 65 की उम्र में जाकर के मुझे चलानी पड़ेगी।
Well done.
तो जब भी हम इस फिल्म की शूटिंग कर रहे थे
हाँ.
तो प्रैक्टिस के लिए आई अगेन वेंट बैक टू राइडिंग।
She rode in the old Delhi की सड़कें and with me as pillion मतलब मेरी कॉन्फिडेंस की दाद देखो।
I know,
उसका तो जो है सो है।
Just not just the symbolism of a woman on a bike, just that fraction of a moment that holds you back.
Right.
And discover the liberation in that freedom.
Oh, amazing.
This bike that I was riding was, 411 cc.
heavy.
Oh, it's a beast.
Mine is a
it's heavy
350,
also.
hers is a 350. Hers is a 411 cc.
It was
also a higher bike.
My God, it was a killer.
was a
Yeah,
tough
I used to
bike
feel
ride.
like, is it managing me or am I managing it? Because it was really a monster.
Why has it taken so long for a film like that to come?
We were very happy with the little formula we had with the male oriented. They keep calling us women oriented, so men oriented films. Hello, मैं रत्ना पाठक शाह.
हाय, मैं हूँ फातिमा सना शेख।
मैं हूँ दिया मिर्जा।
Hi, I'm Sanjana Sanghi, and you are watching us on
Bollywood
Hungama.
Hungama.
And don't forget,
हमारी फिल्म देखिए 13 अक्टूबर को आएगी।
Friday the 13th.
देखना
मजा
सिनेमा
आएगा।
घरों में।
Ladies, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
So I'll do a quick introduction to the people. You are the first time solo traveler. You are the Jugadu mechanic. You are the sky travel blogger.
Yes.
And ma'am, you are biker nani. आप सब में से मैं पहला सवाल ये है किस किस को ऐसी बाइक आती थी चलाने और किस किस ने सीखी बात?
इन सब ने सीखी, मुझे आती थी।
सिर्फ आपको आती थी? मैम, were you interested ever in life to learn biking?
सपने में मैंने बहुत अपनी बाइक चलाई है और बहुत
कहाँ गए? किस
दूसरों को देख करके मैं बहुत ऐसा सोचती थी किसी दिन मैं भी चलाऊंगी लेकिन मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि 65 की उम्र में जाकर के मुझे चलानी पड़ेगी।
Well done.
And well done and all was nice because I had a lot of help. There were many people who were helping to train me.
Okay.
And when I was driving in Bombay, it was wonderful. Delhi तक भी ठीक ही रहा. फिर खारदुंगला पहुंचते and that high altitude, it does something to you. I'm just finding excuses for myself. But जब वहाँ चलानी पड़ी ना, तब जरा सा डर लगना. And then I became very, very nervous.
Okay.
But I can't say that I really know how to ride a bike.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to ride in traffic for sure. Give me an open road and yes, I'd like to.
Not bad. Very well done with that. And you have been doing this. Where and when did you learn?
एक्चुअली मुझे मेरे पापा ने सिखाया था।
जी।
मेरा भाई था, मैंने बोला मेरे भाई को सिखाया है तो मुझे भी सिखाओ। तो पापा ने बोला बिल्कुल बेटा। एंड आफ्टर दैट आई डिडंट राइड फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। सो जब भी हम इस फिल्म की शूटिंग कर रहे थे तो प्रैक्टिस के लिए आई अगेन वेंट बैक टू राइडिंग। देन आई वुड राइड फ्रॉम Juhu to Andheri to Bandra to wherever.
Wow.
So it was fun. But Bombay में
She rode in the old Delhi की सड़कें.
Yeah.
And with me as pillion. मतलब मेरी कॉन्फिडेंस की दाद देखो।
I know.
उसका तो जो है सो है।
I kept you safe, madam.
You
that's
did.
true.
But nothing beats riding in the mountains. It's an humbling experience because that's when you realize you're so small.
Yes.
From what she's saying, is the city riding tougher than mountains or that's tough?
For me, yes. The only reason एक तो इतना ट्रैफिक होता है। शहरों में कोई भी कहीं से किधर से भी आ जाता है, कभी कोई देखता नहीं है और टू व्हीलर्स की ना इतनी इज्जत नहीं करते हैं। साइकिलों की तो बिल्कुल इज्जत नहीं करते, बट टू व्हीलर्स की
अगर गाड़ी में बैठे तो
हाँ, of course.
Especially if you're a female rider.
If you're a female rider, then तो they catcall you, they try to race with you, they try to पता नहीं कुछ ego boost मिलता है उनको मेरे से आगे राइड करने में और they follow you, so all of that happens, which is very sad. But now this is the reality.
Right. Diya, were you ever interested in bikes?
I was that little girl who would sit behind my father, holding him tight, feeling the wind in my face and dreaming that one day I will ride my bike. And I feel like over the years, even though it was on my bucket list and was something I really wanted to do, मैं हिम्मत नहीं जुटा पाई. I just didn't get the courage. I was held back by fear. And when this film came along, I said, this is just the most wonderful opportunity to rise above that fear.
Right.
And when I did eventually sit on that bike, within 19 minutes, I was riding solo.
Wow.
Ritika was sitting behind me. She
She's our trainer.
left.
Okay.
And then our trainer, who's amazing. And within half an hour, 1 hour, I was riding alone. And she was
Wow.
following me.
That is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah.
I
All
feel
of these girls rode so happily in
it was such
Ladakh. I
a
felt very
revealing,
jealous.
it
You
was
were
such
also
a
riding.
revelation
Yeah, it is, right?
to be able to discover that
डर डर के.
my fears were unfounded.
Wow.
You know, that I shouldn't have held myself back
Yeah.
for all the years that I did, only to discover that,
So this film did that big tick mark in your life.
oh yes,
Yeah,
a
right.
massive.
Yeah.
And you know, I had just given birth to my child. He was
Yeah.
less than a year old. I can't tell you at how many levels this film has spoken to me.
How
As a
nice, yeah.
woman, as a storyteller, I feel it's just not just the symbolism of a woman on a bike,
Yeah.
which is of course such a big aspiration and statement of masculinity.
Right.
But just being able to overcome that, just that fraction of a moment that holds you back,
Right.
and discover the liberation in that freedom.
Oh, amazing. That's
It was
great
lovely.
that in your career you get to do all these things.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah. Sanjana, were you ever interested? And because I know many girls who like उनको सीखनी नहीं है.
हाँ.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, I'm a Delhi ki ladki.
Okay.
So, gaadiyon mein geedi and all was something that I've grown up loving. So I learned how to drive very
Right.
early and all that.
Huh.
But a bike always felt like an impossibility.
Right.
You know, it always felt very distant because how does a young girl ride a bike? Especially not when I was growing up in Delhi. And there was this story that used to go around. My parents had very young had a really bad accident on a bike when dad was taking my mom out. And that was like a fear.
Yeah,
So when I was asked to kind of do this, it was like, it had that element of kind of getting over a fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this bike that I was riding was, 411cc.
heavy.
Oh, it's a beast.
Mine is a
it's heavy
350,
also.
hers is a 350. Hers is a 411cc.
It was-
also a higher bike.
My God, it was a killer.
was a
Yeah, I
tough
used to
bike
feel
ride.
like, is it managing me or am I managing it? Because it was really a monster to handle.
How much time
especially-
did it take for you to be on your own?
I think like Diya, there was just something about it that it didn't take me long
Okay,
at all.
okay.
I used
Actually,
to
it's the
train
fear.
outside
मेरा
Fari's
the
house.
Actually, it's the fear.
It's the fear.
Yeah.
और ऐसा नहीं है कि लड़कियों को नहीं करना है राइड दे वांट टू बट आई थिंक इट्स सो इनग्रेन्ड कि लड़कियों को राइड नहीं करना चाहिए तो जब आप पूछते होगे तो कोई लड़कियां बोलती होगी नहीं हमें नहीं करना
Some of the coolest bikers
too
I've
fun.
met.
Yeah.
एक्चुअली
In the
सबको
recent
राइड
bazaar
करना है
हुआ
who doesn't want to be on wheels any sort of wheels
Right.
so I think it's the just
And it's not rocket science.
It
It's
is not.
actually
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
get the
Yeah,
balance.
It's a question of the balance and the sense of release once you've got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The
But you
sense
know
of freedom.
that center of gravity point,
Wah, wah.
it does something for
Yes,
you.
it
Yeah,
does something
Rohit. Are
for
you
you.
a rider?
No, I
You're
have
dressed
written
like
all
one
these.
rider.
I've written all these.
Huh?
Plugging your movie with the jacket. Yeah.
But do you ride?
I do ride. Yeah.
Do you get what we're saying?
It is. I know. The first time I rode these kind of bikes, it is like you feel you've achieved something.
Yeah.
You feel you own the road. Right. My question is, when we grew up, like in the 90s when I was growing up, we watched movies where only boys would go to Goa on a trip. We grew up on these films. Why is it taken so long? Because like everyone is saying, girls want to ride, they like to ride, and they do ride. छोटे छोटे शहरों में जाओ, लड़कियां zoom चला रही हैं. Why is it taken so long for a film like that to come? What do you think?
I think we have been rather slow to change.
Okay.
In any case, we were very happy with the little formula we had with the male oriented. They keep calling us women oriented, so men oriented films. We've been
Right,
living
yeah.
with that for so long. We've just
Yeah.
bought into it and thought there's no other option possible.
Possible. Huh.
And frankly, that's true even for Hollywood.
Yeah,
There are very few
agree.
movies made all over the world which celebrate the fact that women can and do want to do
Yeah.
a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
Now things have changed. I think partly because women are now able to buy tickets on their own. We are a very much more potent economic force. People are listening to what we want. Advertisers are listening to what we want,
yeah.
and they're sort of targeting us. In a way, that's a good thing
It's a great
because
thing.
it's finally given a lot of women who wouldn't have thought like that. It's giving them a chance to try out different ways of living. The trouble, of course, always is: are we creating the men who will be able to deal with these new women.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
is
bigger
always
challenge.
right.
The girls will do it.
Yeah.
I think they just need a little co. That's all we need. It's the men
Right.
that we really have to work towards training and making them accept that it is possible to have an equitable relationship in this society of
And not
ours
be threatened.
and not be threatened.
Not be
And it's
threatened.
actually great
Yeah.
fun.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Because if you're dealing human to human,
Yeah.
what better way to interact than that?
Yeah.
No, but men and women have to be allies to achieve equality.
Yeah.
There's no other way it can be achieved.
Both ways,
Yeah.
right. No, look at this trailer. It's amazing. Dying to watch this movie. Absolutely. When you were growing up, when watching movies, you ever thought you'll be these kind of movies we'll even get to see in these times?
बचपन में वैसा कभी सोचा नहीं बिकॉज मुझे लगता है सोसाइटी एक पेस में चेंज होती है
अच्छा।
और आपका लिटरेचर और आपका सिनेमा उसके टैंडम में होता है
Okay.
थोड़ा आगे होगा थोड़ा पीछे होगा
जी।
बट आजकल फिल्म ऐसी इसलिए बन रही है क्योंकि सोसाइटी वाइज हम लोग एक तरफ जा रहे हैं
Right.
कॉन्वर्जेशंस हो रहे हैं आउटसाइड ऑफ सिनेमा
Okay.
बिकॉज ऑफ विच नाउ देयर आर दीज कॉन्वर्जेशंस हैपनिंग इवन इन फिल्म्स
Right,
so
fair enough.
until there isn't that happening and it has to happen in tandem only then things can
That's
happen.
right.
Art reflects society.
Yeah, so
always.
exactly. That's what I was asking. So, yeah, do you think that's what it is? Whatever is happening in the outside world is reflected in movies.
Oh, well, not everything.
Wish it was, right? Yeah.
But the only thing that I would add to what both of them have said, and I agree with everything,
Ji.
Rohit, is that, there is a complete lack of representation of women in Indian cinema,
in movies,
right? And I'm talking about across all faculties, writers, directors,
Right.
editors, DOPs. The vast majority still remains and is controlled by men.
Still, it is
even
like
in
that,
the
yeah.
studios.
On the
Yeah.
sets also.
Money
no,
is by and large controlled by men.
That too. So no, but now sets are becoming more gender equal,
That's nice,
right? Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why these stories are few and far between, and although I must admit here that a story like Dhak Dhak has never been told.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It has never been told. I mean, you have seen bromance where boys have gone off on a trip together,
yeah,
but
we've
men
always
who
seen
know
that.
each other, who are friends. We've never seen a story of 4 women who don't know each other coming together and discovering each other and themselves.
And so different
So,
in
yeah.
personality
Yeah.
and circumstance.
Background and
absolutely
everything.
can't stop looking at this poster.
हेलो मैं रत्ना पाठक शाह
हाय मैं हूँ फातिमा सना शेख
मैं हूँ दिया मिर्जा.
Hi, I'm Sanjana Sanghi, and you are watching us on
Bollywood
Hungama.
Hungama.
And don't forget,
हमारी फिल्म देखिए
Yeah.
13 अक्टूबर को
13th
आएगी
October, Friday the 13th.
देखना
मजा
सिनेमा
आएगा।
घरों में